The Motorcycling Club is Britain's oldest sporting motor club. We organise unique overnight classic reliability trials which simply wouldn't happen without volunteers like you. So welcome and thank you. This video is a guide to the essentials of MCC marshalling for the newcomer and a refresher for the experienced official. And along with the Marshal's Handbook, we hope it will help us to run smooth and successful events together. So sit back and enjoy the novelty of watching a trial in the warm and dry. When that MCC envelope arrives on your doormat a few weeks before the event, please read its contents carefully. Even if you've marshalled that hill before, things do change. If you have any queries, call your chief official, whose number you'll find with these instructions. Make sure you're well prepared for the section you will be helping to run. You will need food and drink to last the course of the event, which could be 8 hours or more, warm clothing, waterproofs, wellies or walking shoes, a torch and spare batteries, soft pencils and pens, your instructions and a map of the area, your friends and family. Your arrival time at the section will be with your advance instructions.
Right, good morning gentlemen.
The chief official will want the section open 30 minutes before the first vehicle is due. So please try to arrive in good time, even if it is a disgraceful hour in the morning.
Right, first thing I've got to ask you gentlemen is to sign on, please.
This will give you time to sign on, a legal requirement, have a briefing meeting, and help lay out the section as instructed by the clerk of the course. The chief official will have all the signs you need and the tools required to attach them. Please make sure that the signs are clearly visible to competitors on their approach to the section and during their progress up it. But try to avoid positioning them where they'll be easily hit, unless you want to spend the whole event hammering them back in. The chief official will allocate jobs and observers cards. Please make sure you know exactly what you are doing. If in doubt, ask. Good communication is vital to avoid mistakes and delay. Hand signals or whistles can work very well, but make sure everyone knows what the signals mean. If you're issued with radios, check everyone knows how they work before you go up the hill, that you're all on the same channel and that you've found the best spot to transmit from. Whichever system you use, agree signals for unexpected events, such as other road users travelling up or down the hill or a serious recovery problem. When you sign on, you become a judge of fact and must record only what you see. The observer's card is the only place a competitor's performance is recorded. A badly completed card can lead to the loss of awards, protests, and at worst, the scrubbing of a section from the results, meaning your time will have been wasted. So it's worth getting it right. Only use soft pencils on the water-resistant card. If it does rain, write inside a plastic bag. And please, try to keep it as clean as possible. Before the section opens, make sure you fill in your details and your position on the hill, counting the start line as number 1. Record the number of each competitor strictly in the order you see them, with their performance in your observed area. If it's dark, please don't shine the torch towards the competitors. It won't help their performance one bit. If in doubt, leave the number blank and just record performance. When recording a competitor's result, only use these abbreviations. OK, when a competitor doesn't stop or foot, or successfully performs a stop and restart in your observed area. S for stopped. F for foot, not failed. After the first 3 yards of the start or restart, if a motorcycle or combination rider uses the ground or anything else around them to gain balance, mark as a foot. Ball. When a competitor is forced to stop because of an obstruction, such as a failed vehicle, spectators or other road users, you will also need to sign the competitor's control card to support their claim for a balk, and give details in the notes section of the observer's card. Never write fail. Unless you are running a restart, which we'll look at a little later, these are the only marks you will need to make. Be firm, fair and consistent. If you're not completely sure that a competitor has ceased forward motion or a motorcyclist has footed, give them the benefit of the doubt. As the start marshal, it is your job to make sure that there are always two vehicles ready to start with the engine running. You are the only one who has a chance to chat to competitors, but use your judgment as to when you have time for this and when you have to get them moving fast. Record the number of every vehicle that attempts the section and their performance within your view.
221, now just about to leave the line.
If you have a radio or are within shouting distance, pass the number of each competitor to other marshals on the hill, particularly during hours of darkness. As soon as you are sure the previous vehicle will clean the hill, give a clear verbal or visual signal to the competitor who will start in their own time. MCC restarts are always in the form of a box marked by 4 R boards. Ideally, a restart should be run by at least 2 marshals, one to observe and record results, and one to signal to competitors. The flag marshal should stand about 3 metres above the restart box to give competitors a clear view. It is the competitor's responsibility to know if they have to attempt the restart, but you should know which categories will be stopping. Hold out the flag horizontally until the competitor has stopped. Clearly drop the flag and they will restart in their own time. Oh, try to. A vehicle attempting a restart must stop with at least one axle inside the box. So front wheels, back wheels or all wheels in is fine. If a vehicle stops before reaching the box, mark it in the observer's card as a stop. If a competitor drives through the box, stops and restarts above the top line, mark as overran line, ORL. If a vehicle does not stop, mark as DNS for did not stop. That vehicle may not have had to perform a restart, but remember you are simply recording what you see. To perform a good restart, a vehicle must not roll back when stopping or restarting. Imagine there's a matchbox just behind the non-driving wheels. If it would be squashed, mark RB for roll back. Use your judgment in allowing for a little handbrake settle when a vehicle stops. Keep firm but fair in your mind, and remember that consistency is vital. Finally, although there is no time limit for getting off a restart, try to prevent competitors digging holes in the restart box. Apart from making following competitors' lives more difficult, it's noisy and bad for our image. Special tests are the only time sections on MCC events and are used as observed sections and tiebreakers for class awards. These tests can be as simple as a stop and go section, can be uphill, downhill, round trees or through cones. Give a clear signal for the competitor and timekeeper to start. Timekeeper should stop the watch as the front wheels of the vehicle pass the final board and the time recorded in the observer's card. Familiarise yourself with the route, as anyone going the wrong way fails the test. Mark with an S for stop, rather than recording a time. Because MCC events have such large entries and are something of an endurance test for competitors and officials, keeping delay to a minimum is essential. Saving just 10 seconds per vehicle can mean closing a section 50 minutes earlier. Competitors start the event at 1-minute intervals and should be leaving each start line at the same rate, if not faster. To achieve this, you may need to have 2 vehicles on a hill at once. Identify the point beyond which a vehicle is unlikely to fail, and as soon as each competitor passes this point, tell the start line the section is clear. If you're on a hill with a high failure rate or slow recovery arrangements, you can still keep delay at bay. Make sure you have instant communication with your towing vehicle or winch operators, or have worked out in detail how you can direct failed vehicles out of the section with minimum disruption. Let competitors know straight away what you want them to do and help them do it quickly. Check with the driver where the towing point is. Every vehicle must have one. Dismounted riders may appreciate help picking up their machines and maybe a steadying hand while they try to restart them. If a driver needs help reversing, try to give clear, concise instructions.
When you get back down to the start line marshal will tell you how to get out of the section.
5 helpful marshals shouting contradictory advice can be confusing and dangerous. Ask the driver to use the handbrake to control reversing speed. While trialling has an exceptional safety record, things can go wrong. Advise competitors on the start line of any potential hazards on the hill. Politely remind spectators that trialists sometimes take unconventional routes, so they should stand well back, keeping children and dogs under control. Keep yourself safe by turning away from flying mud and stones. Remember not to touch exposed sections of exhaust when pushing or picking up a machine, and not following closely behind towed vehicles. As marshals, you are the public face of the MCC. We rely on the cooperation and tolerance of hundreds of residents and landowners along the route, and without their goodwill, MCC trials could not happen. Please be polite and friendly towards spectators and landowners, however rude or unhelpful they are being. Remind competitors to observe quiet signs if you are near houses, and to keep gates and driveways clear. Many sections are public highways, so make sure that other road users can travel safely, holding competitors until walkers, riders or cyclists are off the section. If you do come across a particularly disgruntled resident or visitor, politely refer them to your chief official, who will, if necessary, ask the clerk of the course to address their problem. So, as someone once said, here are the main points again. Read the information you are sent well in advance. Try to arrive at your section in good time and with the appropriate equipment. Sign on. Make sure you know exactly what your job entails. You are a judge of fact. Only record what you see. Never write fail on your observer's card. Keep delay to a minimum with good communication and prompt action. Keep yourself and those around you safe. Be polite and friendly to all visitors to the section. Once all the preparations are complete and the first vehicle leaves the start, the trial is in your hands. That's why we want to make sure everyone gets it right on the night. But we also want you to have a good day out and enjoy yourself so much you'll come back next year. So till then, thank you for watching and have a good trial.